Hi everyone, it's Joe, obviously. Who else would it be? I don't know why I say that at the start of every one of these. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Anime Alphabet Challenge. Recording attempt, take two, because I tried to do it the other day and things were noisy and I couldn't focus. I mean, me and focusing don't get along. Anyway, but it was really bad, so I said I was going to redo it, and in fact, in today's ramble, I said, after I do this, I'm probably going to do that. So here we are. Okay, so we are talking about the letter C show, which is Copcraft. There are certain things I want to say about this show and the following show, which is Dark Moon Blood Altar, which I have already finished, but I won't be talking about that show until its video, which will be up, which will be the next thing I record. I don't know. It'll be out relatively soon because I'm already watching the show that starts with letter E, which I will announce in the next episode of this. I'm sorry, that was a lot of information and it probably didn't make a lot of sense. Let me just talk about this show. Okay, Copcraft. So I went into this with not low expectations. I just didn't expect it to be much. I didn't think it would be bad. I almost want to say maybe generic is what I thought it would be. I thought, because I read the synopsis and it's this gate opened up to a fantasy realm, and then someone from the fantasy realm gets sent over, and then they end up partnering with a human cop, and they do cop things, and I'm like, okay, that sounds not this. I'm like, okay, that's a very anime-esque plot. I didn't think it'd be bad. I just didn't think it would be anything special. And then on my anime list, I see that the average score is 6.72. I mean, I know better than to judge my opinion based on that score, but I saw that too, and I was like, okay, so it'll probably be nothing special, but I mean, I imagine it would be okay. So I have finished it, obviously. I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is much high. Well, it was definitely higher than a 6.72. Quite frankly, I don't understand why it's a 6.72. I feel like the average should at least be in the 7s. I think this show was really good. I don't think it was anything amazing, but I think it was a very fun and enjoyable time. Okay, so I started it up, and I think the first episode had an intro. Or an opening song, I'm sorry. And this opening, this song and the visual they have to go with it was so much fun. The song is so fun, the opening itself is so much fun. It reminded me it's not as good as Death Parade's opening. That's a very high bar to pass. But it reminded me of that. It was such a fun opening. I was like, okay, this alone has made me think this is going to be a fun show. This is going to be a good show. So episode 1 starts, and we get introduced to our main character, Kay, and he is, police officer dude, obviously, or he's a detective. He is I'm trying to see if it says here. I think he's a detective, or no, he's a police sergeant. I think his exact title is sergeant. So it opens up, and he and his partner are doing a sting operation or a trafficking case because of this fantasy realm. Fairies get trafficked, and then the fairies get used to make drugs and magical objects. So they've set up this fake situation, and the traffickers make the deal, and then they are haha, we're the cops. Well, one of the guys there is super strong, and refuses to go down despite being shot many times, and ends up killing Kay's partner, and he gets away, and then he does actually die. But when he dies, the fairy that they were trafficking like disappears. So it's like, okay, now we got to find this fairy. So the police chief is like, okay, you need to go. You're gonna ride a boat to the magical gate, and you're gonna go get this VIP who has like, who is from the fantasy world, who are here to help with like the missing fairy, because they have jurisdiction, kind of, sort of, because it's like has to do with their world. So this girl who looks like a child, doesn't look like a child, but she doesn't strike Kay as much, comes out of the portal, and he's like, okay, who's the VIP? And she's like, I'm the VIP. And so her name is, I hope it's written here because I'm going to butcher it if I don't have it in front of me. Her name is, hold on, Tilarna. I'm not even going to try her last name. Her name is Tilarna, and she is a knight of the something. Like, she's a noble, and she is a knight, and she is here to get justice and rescue the fairy. And so they go back to the police, and they're like, okay, you two are now partners. Kay is not very happy about this, but whatever, that's fine. He just wants revenge on his previous partner, Rick. And also, he's voiced by the dude who is Nanami in JJK. And oh my god, it is like the most perfect like character voice actor match like ever. I think he plays him perfectly, but also I just love him as a voice actor. I think he does a great job. And nobody tell me that the correct term is Seiyu or whatever. You know what I mean. So anyways, that's like episode 1. And then the show, like, it does have an overarching plot, kind of, sort of. But I also don't think it's like it has its more serious moments. But I also feel like it's just more of like it's like a fun show. It has emotional moments, but it's just a fun time. Like, because a lot of the fun comes from the fact that, Tilarna, she is from the other world, which we unfortunately don't get to see. I kind of wish we did get to see it, but unfortunately not. So there are things that are different. There are all these rules and laws she doesn't know, and all these words she doesn't know, and so we get to see her confusion with that. Like when they go to apprehend a suspect, and he's like, and Kay is trying to like arrest them or whatever, and she's just pulling out her sword like, I'm just gonna kill the guy, justice. And eventually she gets a handle on it, and they end up finding out that the guy who killed Kay's partner was actually a corpse that was being controlled by like control the dead magic. And it gets revealed that it's like there's a wizard running around who is controlling all these corpses. Like, it's not just him. They've, like, not just that one guy. Like, they found other corpses too that are being controlled. There's a wizard running around whose name is, I also have it in front of me. Ooh. You know what? Not gonna try that one. Nope. My apologies. So this wizard guy, Kay ends up tracking him down, and I'm sorry. Tilarna ends up tracking him down, and Kay ends up being shortly behind her. He had to like find clues and whatnot as to where she went and what she was doing, and so they end up basically almost capturing him, and then the police chief turns on them. It's like, actually, I'm working with him because I am an earthling first and a police chief second, and the goal of this guy, this wizard, is to sow discontent and a hatred between the two groups. That way, like they'll go to war, and then it'll just make the humans will stay here on Earth, and the the people from the other world will go back to their world, like, because Earthlings first, kind of mentality. I don't know if that makes sense, but so he ends up, the police chief, he says, this is my goal. That's the wizard goal. That's why I'm working with him. The wizard gets away. The police chief dies. But, so then, like, an episode or two later, they, still tracking him down, and they end up finding him, and they end up fighting him, and he falls off a roof, and they're like, okay, well, we don't have a body, but he's probably dead, so all is well in the world. Talarna can go back home, and Kay can go back to doing his thing. Like, he lost his cat allergy, so now he can just have a cat, and he got revenge for his partner, and so she, gets on the boat to go home, and he goes back to his apartment, and she's like, actually, no, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna keep being a cop, because I think it's fun. So then we get a couple episodes of just other things. Like, there is an episode where Talarna goes undercover at, like, a brothel, and then it gets revealed that this mayoral candidate is making use of this brothel, and Talarna gets close to one of the other workers to learn more about this mayoral candidate and, like, what else he's done, and in the process, like, she ends up dying, and it's very emotional. And unfortunately, the mayor, or the candidate, I guess, he gets away with it. Talarna, Jesus Christ, Joe, learn how to say names. Talarna is, like, very upset, and she's like, I thought you people got justice. Why is he getting away with this? I just want to go kill him. And it's like, that's not how this works. We need evidence. So that ends up getting shelved, which then leads into the plot of the last 3 or 4 episodes of the season. There's only one season, but there is somebody. It gets hinted at that there's an assassin who killed the brothel worker that Talarna was friends with, and it gets hinted at that the one who hired the assassin was the mayoral candidate's wife. So, that's a thing. But there's another assassin going around, or we think it's another one. There's an assassin going around that has taken out another one of the candidates, and then takes out the one that, like, we were dealing with from a couple episodes ago. It turns out it's the same assassin hired by the wife. She killed her husband in order to, like, take his place. Well, not in order to take his place, but she felt it was necessary. And she thought, even if he's dead, I can just take his place in the race, and it will all work out just fine. Turns out, it's found out as well that there is one of the assassin is a human that was in the magical realm during the war, and he learned how to use magic, and he's been disguising himself as to make himself look like the race of people from the fantasy realm, that humans start to, like, feel racism, I guess, towards these people, to build more distrust, and, like, there's riots going on, and people are saying, they need to go back to their home, they need to get out of the country. I feel like we've witnessed this happen in America quite regularly as well. I'm sorry, this one has been, like, I know I bounce around. I think this one's been this review I feel like it's been a bit more dry. And I'm, like, I don't have much to say. Like, other than it's just good, but I'm trying to, like, just talk about everything that happens. Jesus, now my brain is failing me. Oh, yeah. So the assassin ends up getting taken out, and they figure out, who it is, and they figure out that there are more controlled corpses, and they're like, okay, the wizard probably has something to do with it, and they end up getting a picture of the wife with the assassin before he was killed, and then they end up getting captured by the wizard, and Kay breaks out of his confinement and shoots his way through like an entire building's worth of people, gets up to the wizard, and he and Talarna fight the wizard. Bro gets decapitated, the wizard does, and then peace just magically returns to the city. Everything's fine, everything's great. Talarna stays there to keep being an officer of justice. The wife of the dude gets arrested because the picture of her with the assassin gets released. It all ends in a very wrapped up, like, final kind of way. I don't expect there to be another season. I think another season I would be fine with, but I'm pretty sure it covers everything in the manga or the light novel. There's only like 6 volumes, so I doubt we'll get more. And like I said, I know this retelling of the plot was very dry, and I didn't bounce around. I probably didn't sound very excited either. That's just because I don't have a lot to say. I just think it was a good time. It was just a good show. I recommend it if you think the plot sounds interesting, or if you're like me and you just see fun opening and you're like, now I need to watch it because the fun opening. Like I said, I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's an enjoyable time for 12 episodes. I don't feel like I've wasted my time or anything. As I've already said, the next episode in this will be Dark Moon, the Blood Altar. If you thought this one was boring, I have much more to say on that show. Whether it's good things or bad, I promise you I have much more things to say on that show. But even though I don't think this one was the most interesting to record, if you sat all the way through this, thank you very much, and apologies. I think this one was just not my best work. I'm still gonna upload it anyway, just because I don't know. I don't think I did a bad job. I don't think it was my best. So if you sat through the whole thing, despite it being a little rough, thank you very much. And if you liked listening to it, leave feedback in the comments below, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to see updates and things I post. And the next episode of this should be up relatively soon. I doubt I'll do the same day, because that will mean there'd be like a third video up. That seems like a lot. I'm not gonna make any promises. I'm not gonna say it'll be out tomorrow. It very well could be. It'll be out sometime very soon. But this one will be getting uploaded as soon as I'm done recording. So until next ramble, regardless of what it is, I will speak to you all soon, and bye.